Welcome to another great, interesting episode of Focus on Health. Today, we'll be talking about a very emotive issue, vasectomy. We'll be talking about the pros, the cons, the advantages, the disadvantages, and of course, the myths. And we'll be demystifying all these. We are here at the Bliss Medical Center, and our specialist is here waiting for us. We'll leave you with the Health You segment. See you on the other side.
Guidelines to give you the best chances for a quick and healthy recovery after vasectomy. 1. First and foremost, stay off your feet for several days. Delicate tissues will swell and hurt if you spend time standing for the first days of recovery. 2. Avoid heavy lifting or straining for about a week or 2. 3. It is best to ice up down there 20 to 30 minutes for the first few days after the vasectomy. You can use frozen peas. This will reduce inflammation and swelling and give you a more comfortable recovery. 4. Wear an athletic supporter or buy compression shorts outside your underwear to provide support during the first week or 2 after the vasectomy. Take anti-inflammatory medications as directed by your doctor for the first few days to reduce swelling, inflammation, as well as discomfort. No sex for 1 week to let the area heal, and then after 1 week, only with birth control until you are told it is safe to go without.
Welcome to Focus on Health. That was the Healthy You segment. I'm your host, Onyango, and I'm being joined by Dr. Macharia. Thank you very much, Dr.
Thank you.
Yeah, today we'll be discussing a very interesting topic, vasectomy. People have been talking about vasectomy and its relation to, of course, the bigger picture, which is family planning. What is vasectomy?
Very good question.
Yes.
Vasectomy is a procedure whereby you ligate or cut off the vas deferens of the male reproductive organ. The vas deferens is a tube that transmits sperms from the testicles or from the area of production to the urethra and out to the ejaculation.
Yeah. Yes. So simply put, vasectomy is simply a process of making a man make a woman pregnant.
Exactly.
Yes. And why is it so important?
Well, vasectomy is one form of family planning. Yeah. It is important in particular couples whereby maybe the lady might not be able to maybe reacting to the hormone or has issues with taking hormone contraceptives or other form of contraceptives that are carried out in women. So this is a form of contraceptive in men and can be done to ease the burden from the women.
Yeah.
Yes.
And of course, some may be asking that for a very long time, women have been the people who have been given the mandate of family planning, and right now in this century now people are just trying to embrace trying to embrace it on the male side. Why has it taken so much time for men to come to the party of family planning? I mean that.
Good question. You and me are Africans, and you know in African tradition, basically it is the family planning is the reserve of the woman. It was a taboo or a topic or a non-touch topic to tell a man that they should plan the family. So I think from the traditional aspect of it, being African, that's why it has always been left to the woman to be able to control the family. Yeah.
That's a very interesting topic that I think we can be able to talk about it some other time. But of course, going back to vasectomy, what are some of the types, or when I as a guy come to you as the Dr. Macharia, I want to have family planning for my wife and family. What are some of the available options that you offer them?
Yeah, that is for the male or for the female or both of them?
No, for the male. We're talking about vasectomy. Types of.
Okay, the types of vasectomy. There are two types of family planning as far as the male species is concerned.
Yes,
of course, we have the barrier method, which is a condom. And then we have the vasectomy. The vasectomy, there are two types. There's the non-cut and the cut. The non-cut is whereby, you will make an incision. You will cut around the vas deferens and cut, remove the tubes and cut them visibly. The non-cut is whereby you'll just press and separate them without any external incision.
In regards to this these two types of vasectomy, which one is more safe and which one is more common, if I may use that word?
Yeah, I would say they are both safe, but what I would say the common one is the cut one, where you make an incision. The non-cut, you see, it's a blind procedure, so you can have recanalization of the duct, but in very few circumstances. But you know, if it happens to 1%, that is 100% to that particular individual. Yeah. So basically, the non-cut is the one that is common. But both procedures, the cut is the most common. And the cut takes about 10 to 15 minutes for the whole procedure to be through.
Yeah, of course, we'll talk about how if this is 100% effective, but I still want to stay on the incision and the non-cut. When we talk about the incision, is there any point where that you've talked about recanalization, right?
Yes.
Where it can go back and it doesn't work. But talking about the pros and cons for each. After how long should one take to go back to maybe their normal activities when you do the cut and the non-cut one?
Yeah, for the cut one, for obvious reasons, there's a cut that was made. That's why it's called a cut.
Yes.
So there's a cut, there's a stitch that was put. So there's a small wound to heal. But for the non-cut, there's no visible cut. So basically, for the non-cut one, you'll be able to resume your normal activity almost immediately, because it can be a day. It can be an office procedure, yes, whereby it's done in the morning and you go back to the office in the afternoon. But of course, for the cut one, you'll have a small wound that you need to heal. So for you to go back to your normal activity can take 48 to 72 hours. Yes.
But now coming back to what we talked about initially, how effective is this?
Vasectomy in general?
Yes.
Vasectomy in general is very, very effective. But you have to follow the instructions that come with vasectomy. If you carry out a vasectomy today and you have intercourse tomorrow or the day after or within a week, the chances of making a spouse pregnant are very high. Because it means after vasectomy, you need at least 3 months not having intercourse or using other forms of family planning to avoid pregnancy.
3 months.
3 months. Yes.
So that is that is exactly also the time duration that a man can now have intercourse, unprotected intercourse with a spouse.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it takes, if you look at this maturation stage of a small spermatozoa, from the time it forms, it takes about 90 days to the time it matures.
Yes.
So it means you've done vasectomy. You might do it and you'll get some spermatozoa at different stages of maturation. So it's only after 3 months that you are sure the one that was starting to mature will have already matured and
gone out.
And
do you, as doctors, do you have any type of procedure that you do to ensure that maybe to tell a man that now you're safe to use this as a method of family planning, in terms of maybe how many times they should do you have any particular test?
Yes, we have some particular tests. There's a common test that we also carry out during infertility cases. It's called a semen analysis. We analyze the semen of the man, and from there we look whether there are any spermatozoa. If after vasectomy there are no spermatozoa, even after any ejaculate is seen, then you can say that you are safe now. You can have unprotected intercourse. Yes.
That's when we can say that the sperm, we have the sperm-free semen.
Yes, you have sperm-free semen.
And of course, now when also we're talking about it, there's also the perception that this can maybe affect the sexual experience that a man may be having. How true is it? Is this a myth or is it a fact?
It is a very big myth. And as I said earlier, it follows of African tradition. We associate vasectomy with castration. So that it's just a myth. That is what is making people shy away from vasectomy. Yes.
Does vasectomy have any side effects?
Vasectomy won't have any side effect. The side effect would say just minor during the procedure, the slight pain after that you might feel. You do it under local anesthesia, which is normal with any cut, but it has no side effect per se. Yes. Or maybe in case of failure rate, which is very limited, we can call that as a side effect. But it is safe. Vasectomy is quite safe.
Yeah, and also the statistics are showing that that a man may be allowed to have unprotected intercourse maybe after 10 to 20 ejaculations. Do you have any reason, or do we have any statistics that back this, or any fact that back this?
Yeah, well, this is basically through research, but it's not 100%. The 100% would be having a sperm-free semen. Yes, because you don't know about, if you say 10 to 20 ejaculations, people are different.
Yes.
People are different, human beings are different, men are different. So you cannot really say 10 to 20. It is not foolproof. What will be foolproof is a 3 months period, that is 90 days, or a sperm-free semen specimen.
But of course, we are maybe interested to know what happens afterwards. After this procedure has been done, what happens to the man afterwards? Of course, you've told me that there are no side effects, but what happens to him afterwards? Is he in any way affected, or in any way normal, or in any way disenfranchised?
No. But that is why before you do vasectomy is a discussion that should be there between the doctor and the couple. They look at all the options of family planning and they settle down for vasectomy. So once they settle down for vasectomy, the man is psychologically prepared for the procedure. With this counseling, that is pre-procedural counseling or pre-surgical counseling, and after that post-surgical counseling, then the man should be psychologically fit to continue with his or her life. I mean, with his life, without any feelings of differentials or something like that. Yes.
Thank you very much, Dr. Macharia. We're now going to take a very short commercial break, but when we come back on the other side, we're going to talk about the relation between vasectomy and the sexually transmitted diseases. There's a very thin line between these. Dr. Macharia will be staying with us, and see you on the other side.